1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome everyone to the morning announcement. I'ma say my name so you can pronounce it. Bomani ARmah. Shout out to early risers, I see who you are. My morning ritual, thanks for having me over. Start with audio visual dose of Sankofa. My favorite occasions a few moons away. 250 rotations to Watermelon Day. If you're with me this morning, I hope that you're with it. 2 things that I want and 3 ways to get it. Black solidarity, African independence. Honor the ancestors, prepare descendants. 3rd thing you gotta do is love right now. I mean that in every sense and every way you know how. Now throw them up and say what should increase on 1, 2, 3, peace.
Alright, let's do the mic check.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning announcements with Bomani ARmah. This is Monday, November 28th, 2022. I am Bomani ARmah. We are 250 days away from Watermelon Day at Sankofa. Let's start our morning with today's anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, written by Rosamond Johnson and James Weldon Johnson. Now, those who don't know anything about these brothers, Rosamond, the younger brother, settled on a music career. He studied at the New England Conservatory and after a brief period teaching in Jacksonville, made a career in musical theater. James Weldon Johnson, who went on to have a remarkable career in literature, theater, diplomacy, social activism, chose Atlanta University, one of the first colleges for Black students founded by the American Missionary Society after the Civil War. He later wrote that he did not become conscious of American race problems until he went to Atlanta. There he met students from the poor rural families struggling against Jim Crow restrictions, engaged in lengthy discussions of racial discrimination, and imbibed in the sense of responsibility to enlarge opportunities for other African Americans. Friends, I am about to hit you with the Black National Anthem. Here we go. Friends, that was the Black National Anthem by Rosamond Johnson and James Weldon Johnson, also known as Lift Every Voice and Sing. Those who've been watching this program for a long time know I am getting ready for the Frederick Douglass Writing Club, Writing for Freedom since 1838. That is an event that I'm doing this February. I'm bringing what I've been doing in schools for the last decade to the stage, and I'm really excited about it. I want to begin my show, I am going to begin my show by playing the Black National Anthem live. So I've been practicing it every morning. I think I've been getting better and better. Let me know in the chat if you were able to hear what I did. Sometimes I'm having issues with my sound. What's up, Charles? Thank you for joining me this morning. I really appreciate this energy. Friends, just so y'all know, I am building this airplane while I'm flying it. I am trying to break the algorithm. If you appreciate this good RBG energy in the morning, please share, like, and describe. I am doing this using the engineering design process, something that I teach the students all the time. You got to make sure you ask the right questions, imagine how to solve them, plan out each and every move, create a solution to the problem, see what works, and then improve. I am also practicing and getting better every morning. So thank y'all very much for appreciating what I do. The next thing I want to make sure y'all know, I have been trying to up my merch game. This past Friday was Black Friday. Today is Cyber Monday. If you appreciate what I do here, I want you to take the three things that is our motto: honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now. Well, now you can get that on our mug. I'm doing this NPR style, friends. You can get the morning announcements mug with our motto: honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now. Go to BomaniARmah.com. You can find more information about it. You can figure out where to order it. While you're at BomaniARmah.com, make sure to check out the new project. It's called The Big Slice. All right. Make sure you check it out. 4 songs. I'm going to play you one of those before the end of the show today. All right. Now let's keep moving. Y'all know what happens next. We now do our libation. Let's see who today's libation is for. Today's libation is for James Marshall Hendriix, better known as Jimi Hendrix, an American guitarist, singer, and songwriter, widely recognized as one of the most creative and influential musicians of the 20th century. Jimi Hendrix pioneered the explosive possibilities of electric guitar. Hendrix's innovative style of combining fuzz, feedback, and controlled distortion created a new musical form. Because he was unable to read or write music, it is nothing short of remarkable that Jimi Hendrix's meteoric rise in music took place in just 4 short years. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame describes him as arguably the greatest instrumentalist in the history of rock music. Friends, today's libation is for Jimi Hendrix. Let's get into this Jimi Hendrix quote. "I've been imitated so well, I've heard people copy my mistakes." Jimi Hendrix. That is a powerful quote. Few people could make this boast and be telling the God's honest truth. Jimi Hendrix is one of those people. What we think of with the electric guitar is supposed to sound like today largely comes from the groundbreaking work he was doing since the early 60s. From his collaborations with Ike Turner to the Isley Brothers to Little Richard to Wilson Pickett, Slim and Harpo, Sam Cooke, and Jackie Wilson, his use of distortion was earth-shattering. Jimi was truly a one-of-a-kind and someone whose mistakes are still practiced diligently to this day. I'm sure Jimi was able to get people to practice his mistakes by being fearless and doing anything on stage. I'm trying to tap into some of that energy. Thank you very much for setting that example, Jimi Hendrix. Let's pour our libation for Jimi Hendrix. "We never forget, so never fear. For homies who ain't here, we pouring out a beer. Because of you, it'll never be the same. We keep saying your name while we pour champagne. For the mothers and the father figures, your flame still flickers. We pouring out some liquor. We're the sons and the daughters of heroes and martyrs. Honor you by pouring out some water." Friends, today's libation was for the one and only Jimi Hendrix. All right, friends. So here's what's next on my itinerary today. I have it here on my schedule. I need to talk about the state of the watermelon. All right. Today marks 250 days until Watermelon Day at Sankofa. That is happening in August of 2023. I've been doing this for years. I wanted to give you some background on exactly what I've been doing. I'm going to play some highlight reels as I talk about what Watermelon Day is and then try to get your support. Try to give you some RBG energy. Just so you know, later this week, I'm going to be bringing back our book of the night and I'm going to be bringing back our community spaces. I'm coming back better than ever after this holiday break and I'm really excited. So let me do this. I'm going to turn the music down on that so you can watch that while it's happening. So the Watermelon Day basically comes from a project that I started with the Blackout Arts Collective. Back in the aughts, 05, 06, 07, I was working with an organization called the Blackout Arts Collective, and they were working to bring attention to the prison industrial complex. A lot of my colleagues are still a part of it or were a part of it. Jamal Woods, Chris Styles, Nigel Greaves, Sonia Renee, Princess, Oma Congo. People you see me still collaborating with to this day. All right. Now we decided in order to give an opportunity to our community, we decided to do an open mic at Sankofa Video and Books. We were invited by Haile Garima and Shirikiana Garima. Haile Garima is world famous for his movie Sankofa as far and a dozen other films. We decided to do something called Arts Under the Stars. We got grants and we paid our features. We paid our hosts. We did community poems. We waved at the 70 bus whenever the 70 bus went by. And we just created a community out in front of Sankofa Video and Books. I used to push my microphone and my speaker all the way from Martha's Table on 14th and V Street up to Sankofa on Georgia Avenue. And I just loved those days. And I wanted to make sure I kept that energy going, even after we had businesses and family and stuff like that and couldn't keep the every Friday thing going. I wanted to find a way to do it once a year. And so we did this once a year, basically as a part of a response to the song that I'm most famous for, Read a Book. Read a Book ended up blowing up around this time, and it was born in front of these audiences, and these audiences loved Read a Book. But I realized these audiences had a connection to it that some other people might not have had because of the Black community that I come from. What's the easiest way to explain this? I'm trying to bring up some more highlights while I'm still talking. So some of my friends and cousins come from places where they aren't surrounded in Blackness the way we are surrounded in Blackness here. And they would say things to me like, well, what will white people think if they see this video and hear this song? And my response always was, well, who cares what white people think? I can avoid white people when I want. Like, I love white people. I'm sure there's some of them watching, but I don't live in fear of wondering what white people's opinion of me is. And I realize that that's not the case everywhere. And so the Watermelon Man and being and representing the red, black, and green kind of was born out of this, trying to find a safe space in your Blackness. The idea that watermelon is something that we culturally used to love, and culturally and then we basically got run off of it by being embarrassed of it because we aren't comfortable in our own Blackness. I remember Singor Bay from the UNIA told me that watermelon is red, black, and green, and so I should represent it as often as possible. And I took that to heart. And so I realized I need to pass some of this RBG energy along to everybody else. And just so you know, Watermelon Day, we are stepping up our game. I want to show you some more of our marketing before I play this last video for you. I've been flirting with this idea for years, but I finally got the watermelon shirts available. Go to BomaniARmah.com. You can also personalize them, put your name on them. Look, friends, I spend a couple $1,000s every year on Watermelon Day. This is my party for the community. Anything you can do to support me and my art goes right back into supporting the community. So make sure you get your watermelon flag shirt. I'm going to hit you with this new song. This is called Not My Ministry. And it talks to that level of comfortability that I want Black people to have. Here we go. Give me some feedback in the chat. What's up, family? This is Bomani ARmah, aka the Watermelon Man. Being the Watermelon Man is all about creating a safe space for Black people, where our humanity and intelligence go unquestioned. I'm not about proving to other people that we're worth it. Like the church folks say, that's not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. Let me keep it real, say exactly how I feel. I was born into this world to be a modern day griot. In the Matrix, I was born to be a Neo. To Black Americans and Afro-Latinos and every type of Creole. As a reflect of my mission, my purpose is not to entertain in this three-ring circus for the people who plot to hurt us with some how can I be of service. I know that makes them nervous, but look below the surface. We're told to work twice as hard to get half. Don't blame white supremacy, that only gets them mad. Be the most model employee they ever had. It's better than the past, so be glad compared to granddad, this ain't half bad. Microaggressions and bigotry break the truth without fracturing white fragility and sacrifice our bodies as our highest nobility. Y'all killing me, cause that's not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. My people have a longing for some sense of belonging in a country that's treated us so appalling. On my life, I feel a calling, a part of a new day dawning. I come from a community that's sprawling where Black power isn't just talking. So listen, I ain't trying to be smart. This ain't it wouldn't be me or bless your heart. For generations, we played our part. Follow the rules that we were taught in this rat race that we're caught. The fight for freedom ain't a science, it's an art. I understand the sentiment to be part of a grand experiment, but they use this as an instrument to our own detriment. Not the best use of my talent, time, and temperament to lead everyday people to arrested development. I'm trying to be the family stone, a rock that we can rely on, where biggest leave us alone. Some gotta fight the war to show that we belong. The days are hard, the nights are long. My ministry's a safe space to come home. Yeah, life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. We try to please the stars and stripes. Joining the system might be our kryptonite. We never picked a fight, but we all got gripes. White supremacy's grip is tight, avoiding stereotypes, fighting for all of your rights. But wait, the fight to integrate was not a waste. We showed that we were capable as any race, that we belong any place. We showed strength, we showed grace. My people stared death in the face, pushed back the line. I live in that space. For me not to appreciate would be insane, but what do we gain? Joining this country that causes pain, treats the world with disdain. What's our end game? You want me praising its name? For that I wasn't ordained. I'd rather lift my people up, prove right the people that we love, take back energy till we equal up. The light that I'm the beacon of, the church that I'm the deacon of, a free black space you'll always hear me speaking of. Yeah, life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. Life is short, so I protect my energy. I won't fight to be accepted by my enemy. And no, long suffering ain't the remedy. Teaching them to love me is not my ministry. All right, friends. I hope I was able to tell the story I wanted to tell today. Remember, our ancestor day is Jimi Hendriix. We are now in the business of doing this Watermelon Man merch. Make sure you go to BomaniARmah.com, get your t-shirt with the watermelon flag, get your the morning announcements mug. I really appreciate the support. All the support you give me is highly appreciated. There are 3 things that I need you to do today. Honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now. All right, friends, when I count to 3, I need everyone to say peace and do that all day. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Peace. Y'all have a good one.